What's up, everyone? This is Sam Hargrave, here with my brother Ethan Hargrave. We're going to show you guys around today. Here at BW, we are a precision grinding, coating, and manufacturing repair shop founded in Houston, Texas in 1971. We are a third-generation company that is still family-owned and operated, going on 50 years to this day. What's up, guys? This is Sam again. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and say thank you to Practical Machinist for messaging me through Instagram and asking if we wanted to be a part of this. We greatly appreciate it. So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy.
All right, guys, let's take a look at our home away from home. All right here we have our 26 by 72 Norton. As you can see right now, we have a diamond wheel up here. Sometimes we use rock wheels. Live centers are in tailstock and headstock right now. This machine is used a lot for overflow parts from our larger machines and even some of our slightly smaller machines. Had this one for a while. It's belt driven. Had a little problem with the pump. It originally had a bushing on it. We changed it to a bearing. It's been running a lot smoother since then. Feed-in wheel goes in 1/10 increments for each dot, 4/1000ths per round. It's a pretty solid machine, a little finicky, but it gets the job done. All right, you're supposed to save the best for last, but we're about to see my favorite machine in the whole shop. This right here is our 14 by 48 Norton, and it is by far the sweetest grinding machine that we have here. Right now we have dead centers in here, and that's typically what's in this machine. If I can put it in 07, we're grinding in here. This is where we do probably 90% of our smaller master plugs and anything else that's super critical. Over here is our 14 by 72 Norton. We have some bill centers in there right now. We were grinding a small sleeve, it looks like. Rock wheels up. Fun fact for you, this is the first machine that I changed a wheel on. Larger shafts, a lot of gear shafts. It's been a staple for this company for quite a long time, and it'll be here after I'm gone. All right, over here, this is our 16 by 120 Norton. A lot of piston rods were ground in this thing. These machines always have a diamond wheel on them. I've never seen anything else on them. A lot of motor rotors, a lot of pump shafts, a lot of longer parts with carbide to get done on this thing. It has been an absolute workhorse. I can't see us being able to get away without it around here. It's a little finicky. The hydraulics are a little finicky sometimes. She likes to argue with you. She likes to warm. It takes a little bit for her to warm up, but once she gets warmed up, she's a diesel engine. She just keeps going. All right, over here is our smaller dedicated diamond machine. This is the D2. It's our 10x72 Norton. I kind of want you to get a close-up right here, this badge. I don't know if you can see this. I've been told that it was a part of World War II. I wouldn't doubt it. This thing's fairly old. Right now we have bell centers up. I think we might have been grinding some smaller sleeves. Had a lot of sleeves in here recently, which is actually one of the things that we do a lot of in here on this machine is sleeves. We also do some finishing for carbon seals on turbine shafts that we manufactured and then upgraded with carbide and stuff of that nature. This is a really great machine. It's a little dirty right now, needs to have the tank cleaned, but that's what happens whenever you do work, make a little dirt. Right now, I'm over here by our universals. These are model 273As. We have a 3-jaw chuck in there, and actually, all these except for one have 3-jaw chucks. We have one machine that has a dedicated 4-jaw, which is over here. Personally, I prefer to use a 3-jaw chuck just because I feel like it's easier, it's quicker, and a lot of these jobs, you can get them in, get them out if you know what you're doing. You know, we change the spindles in and out quite a bit, depending on how big the bore is, what size needed. Sometimes you need a bigger spindle so you can hog on the part a little bit more when you can. Sometimes you have to use a really skinny spindle and it'll just sit there and vibrate it. You gotta fight it a little bit. But if you do any kind of grinding at all and you don't have one of these, I really think you're missing out. They're really sweet machines. Now we've looked at our smaller machines. Let's step into a little bit bigger world. This is our 24x96 Norton. On this particular machine, we can do some really steep tapers. We have all the taper machine settings right here. Officially, this thing can only do 2 3/4, but sometimes we can eke out a little bit more. As far as the steepness of the tapers involved with a machine of this size, it's actually pretty impressive. One of the cool things, one of the things that I really like about this machine is that on the little fine tune adjustment here for the feed in, it's actually a 1/2 tenth, feeding in extra fine amounts.
Feeding in extra fine amounts.
Now this machine is one of my favorite machines. This is our 14x192 Norton. You actually adjust the taper on both ends of this machine. We do a lot of multi-stage pump shafts, a lot of big turbine shafts, and everything else in between. The type of materials that we grind in this machine, and in fact, in any machine, range greatly. Me, personally, I like to see 4140. I like to see 4340, the high carbon steel stuff. All these machines are versatile, but this one we absolutely have to use different wheels on it. This is one of our anchors. I have a lot of memories on this thing. It's great, love it. All right, let's go over here, check this out. These are our large horizontal ID machines. They're all fairly similar. They all have 4-jaw chucks on them. They vary in size. These right here, they swing about 42 inches. We just had this one rebuilt. Once again, the spindles are interchangeable, and the wheels that we use vary from diamonds to rocks. We grind a lot of bearing housings in these machines. A lot of big seal sleeves. We do trunnions, pump cases, bearing housings, a lot of bearing housings. We do have a small external hone. It's nothing fancy. Just a little chuck with a dead center, a live center, nothing fancy. I don't miss honing anything over here. If you ever dealt with any kind of honing oil, you know how hard it is to get that smell out. I don't miss it, but you can get some fantastic finishes. Now it's time to show you the coup de grace of this side of the shop. For the longest time, this was our largest machine. It's been one of our best machines. It's absolutely fantastic. It swings 34 3/4, and you can put a part in there 24 feet long. It's another Norton, of course, but it's one of the best, one of the sweetest grinding machines that we have in the entire shop. This is our third biggest OD grinding machine that we have. But we use rock wheel, silicon, you name it. Sometimes we even have to whip out the cork wheel. Just all depends on what we're doing. This machine does not stop running. This is one of our highest demand machines, by far. All right, one of the cool things about this machine is it has a dedicated diamond dresser, which is really awesome. So you don't have to take the part in and out of the machine when you come across something that a part that you have to dress the wheel on when you're doing multiple areas of carbide that are 6-inch by 12-inch. You know, eventually you're gonna have to dress the wheel. It's a staple of VW. I feel like we're blessed to have it and in such good condition. All right, over here is our QC area, QC cabinet. This is where we keep our QC mics and other little things. I think that's some Joe blocks in here if they're not being used right now. Standards. One thing I want to touch on is this mic tree right here. When you're dealing with parts as critical or areas as critical as what we deal with in this world, temperature plays a huge part, and being precise with your measurements is of the utmost importance. That's why we keep this here in the same location that this building is climate controlled. We let the mic normalize over here. Check the standard, check it on the tree, and then we go check the part. It's very good. We have to have these things certified every year along with our mics because we want to make sure that we're as accurate as possible.
Ethan just showed you guys our original grind shop. Now I'm going to take you guys across the street to our building with our biggest machines. All right, guys, Come with me, I'm gonna show you our biggest machine. We're gonna go ahead and start it off with a bang. This is BB. It can hold parts up to 396 inches, which is around roughly 33 feet. Holds parts up to about 58,000 pounds is the max we've had in it. With compensators and steady rest, it can be a little more, probably upwards around 70,000. This is where we do most of our biggest parts that we get, a lot of turbine rotors, big armatures as you can see right here. This is the first machine, big machine that we put into this building when we got this building up and running. It is on a isolate concrete slab, just made for this to withstand the weight of the machine. It's not only the biggest machine that we have, this is one of the biggest machines in Houston as far as OD grinding. We don't have many CNC machines here, but there are a few that are manual CNCs, I like to call them, and this is one of them. All right, we're gonna show you guys one of our bigger lathes. This is our VDF. It's a 49.5 by 336. It is where we would take all the big parts from BB to come put in here in these lathes to recenter. We also prep in here. We do a lot of probes in here, burnish, pretty much everything you can do in any other lathe, but it's bigger. All right, now we're over here at 015. This is another mid-size machine, kind of like the ones that we have on the other side of the shop. It is a 36 by 84 Norton. This is a manual OD machine. I would say it can hold up to about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. We really don't like to push more than that, but overall, great machine. All right, I know we talked about the big lathe we had over there already. This right here is our Weiler. This is our CNC lathe and manual as well. But we can make a lot of parts in this machine. This is what we like manufacture big shafts. What we can do here is cut keys. We can thread, recenter obviously. Pretty much everything that a lathe can do. What we have over here is this machine we call BBJ. This is our second biggest OD grinding machine. Like the one you saw earlier, it's manual, but it's also CNC. It has controls here which control, I guess, the feed-in rate and basically everything to operate it. You have a panel here, you have a panel on the other side as well. So depending on what you're doing, you can grind on either side. We also have this diamond dresser, which is very convenient. So you don't have to take the part in and out, because that would just be terrible on this machine with all these big parts. Holds up to a length of about 295 inches and roughly around 22,000 to 24,000 pounds. Max, we don't really like to push that. The swing is about 72 inches. We do a lot of tapers on this machine. You end up kicking the taper adjustment over here. It's the pivots in the middle, the swivel. And you would come over here and turn the hydraulics on. You also have a little hydraulic pump on the other side to help kick the table since it swivels in the middle. If not, it's very difficult to move say a 15,000 pound part. So what we'll do for the run out on these machines, I sometimes have to adjust it up here, change the highs and lows of this center. When we put the part in, you can move in and out, the center in and out right here and adjust it. This whole stock here moves with it. Same with the other one over there. Basically everything's electronic. This is my favorite machine, low-key. If you look over here, this is where our water tank is. It's really dirty right now. We got a whole system for our coolant, water. You also got a hydraulic, oil pressures over there. That everything will just feed into here, clean out all the oil, the grit, and recirculate. It's a good machine. All right, I'm going to show you guys our final two machines to wrap up this tour. Over here is our verticals. This is our Bullard Dynatrol big vertical machine. It's our second biggest vertical machine that we have. It can swing 66 inches, grinds OD and ID. It can be converted to a tool post lathe. This Bullard also has the capability to grind tapers. We grind a lot of our bigger tapered parts like plug gauges, ring gauges inside of this machine. Definitely a machine that we keep using all the time. Over here is our biggest vertical grinding machine. It is our gray. It swings up to 88 inches. It also does ID and OD. We're limited to the parts we can do because of our spindle length. But very similar to the Bullard, the gray has all the same capabilities, but can handle parts just a little bit bigger. Also here at BW, we have a full-blown machine shop, industrial gas turbine division, and spray shop. But today I really wanted to focus on our grinding machines and our grinding capabilities. With that said, we greatly appreciate Practical Machinists for reaching out and allowing us to make this video for them. You can follow us or reach out to us on Instagram at BW Grinding.